Dr. Grizzly to the ER.
Go to the back and grab the cleaner for me. www.drgrizzly.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning back in to Talk Your Culture. I love to have my guests, man. A lot of my guests are like close friends, so they're not like really guests. So it ain't like I'm just talking to people I don't know, you know what I'm saying? So it just make it all that much better. And I'm probably gonna cut the banter we just was having.
Okay, cool.
But we can elaborate into that a little bit more as we talk, because this isn't about me.
Oh, okay.
This episode is most definitely about you, the all-time great and the honorable DjPooh.
No, don't give me that, man.
Why not?
Don't give me that.
Why
don't
not?
Give me that.
I'm talking about the coloration says it all. I mean, it says it all. You've been around for a while.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I mean, you showed up on Earth in 77, like the late 70s. Wow.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm a culture generation guy. I
Right.
love generations. I think my favorite generation is the 70s.
I agree.
And I ain't living in the 70s.
Right,
I'm born in 81.
I feel it. Yeah, you're
But
living
as
on
I
tail
look
end.
at it,
Right.
over the time, whether it be a TV show, the music,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it may be,
Right.
I just like the 70s over anything.
Right.
Because it's right after the 60s, right?
Right.
Right after when
Yeah,
Martin
right after
Luther
the
King
60s.
and Malcolm X.
We was in a what they call a transitional phase, is, you know, where the Jim Crow started kind of, you know, dying down. Black people can kind of, start going, So round about that time.
Well, at least by 77, that chronic was being smoked at an all-time high because of the war, right?
Facts.
And that's what really grabbed everybody's attention.
Yep.
Not saying that there wasn't discrimination being acted in the nation. I'm just saying the war itself draw people's attention to like this little fight we having amongst each other might not be what's important. The war in Vietnam might be our focal point, and it became a peace thing. And what better than to promote peace than with some, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I like the 70s.
Okay.
Right? Because like I said, it's right off the cusp of the 60s where smoking cigarettes was a thing. Like the guys would roll the cigarette packs up in their arms. You know what I'm saying? So by then, I'm pretty sure still people smoking cigarettes. But
man. You know what? You could back then, man. I remember vividly. You could fire a cigarette anywhere.
The NBA players would be smoking cigarettes in the locker room.
I'm talking about anywhere. Yeah, anywhere, man. I'm talking about London, church, wherever you were, you could like literally smoke. You know what I remember that. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So for you, 77 to 84, you lived in Carrollton.
Yep, I was in Carrollton, Georgia. Left there, moved to Griffin in 84. I was about 9. Yeah, it was in Carrollton. And when we left Carrollton, man, it hurted my soul because we was kind of just getting acclimated as far as like my 2 older brothers. We was kind of getting acclimated in the area where my brother kind of like jumped it off for everybody as far as getting notoriety. You know what I'm saying? So right at because of getting notoriety, we ended up jetting out here to Griffin. I never knew why until later on. But,
I'm damn glad you said that because that's what I was going to segue into. Like, you 9 and you the new kid in a new city. And a new kid in a new city is one thing, right? But you're a new kid in the city of Griffin. Coming from Carrollton, like, is there a significant difference?
Well, this was the difference for me, and just in the mind of a 9-year-old child. When we got there, now mind you, I ain't finna get out too far off track, but on my mama's side, my original people out of Pike County, right? So evidently Griffin been something that she always knew about.
Right.
It's new to me because I'm a child.
Right.
So when we moved to Griffin, I'm gonna say the difference was for me, walking to school, because when I stayed in Canada, I didn't have to, walk to school. Walking to school, just different friends in the community, making new friends. I started having my first fights when I moved to Griffin. You know what I'm saying?
So.
Yeah, new kid. Yeah, we finna see what you're hitting on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So that was pretty much the difference at that point.
Now, Pooh, I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't know you lived in Carrollton for that long.
Yeah.
But I have this thing, right? Like, I can read people from Pike County. I know who you are.
Yeah.
You ain't even gotta tell me you from Pike County. You just let me talk to you for about 30, 40 minutes. I know you from Pike County. Right? The same thing with somebody from Crawford County.
Right.
You give me a 30 minutes, I know where you come from.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people say the same about me, because you ain't gonna pick up where I'm from listening to me talk.
Right.
Because I ain't always been from Thompson either. But I knew some kind of way, I'm like, Pooh don't have that Griffin aura. And you spent most of your life in Griffin.
Right.
But there still was a significant thing that separated you from everybody in Griffin. Like, it doesn't take me no more than 5 minutes to know when I'm talking to somebody from Griffin.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, seriously. So,
I could do it.
You know what I'm saying? So, do you think that you not being originally from Griffin gave you the edge to be able to see things that sometimes a community won't allow themselves to open up to see?
Well, I'm just gonna say this. Over time, we most definitely, and I'm speaking, about me and my brothers. When we showed up to Griffin, based off of the things that my mom kind of exposed us to, because based off where my mom from, it was a likely possibility that you wouldn't make it because, my people out of Meanville, you got one stove, in the corner, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just growing up in Carrollton, the exposure my mom was, turning me and my brothers on to, it kind of gave us a slight edge when we came to Griffin, because once I started encountering other kids and seeing how their parents were interacting with them, I kind of see what I see going on now. It was different, you know what I'm saying? Different rules, the discipline was different, you know what I'm saying? Even some of the lingo, as far as how the children will interact with their mama, what they would say, tone and all that. I was like, man, I would never say that to my mama, you know what I'm saying? Like all that kind of stuff. So we're most definitely different. Yeah, most definitely different. So I can just say having a slight edge as far as I can say exposure, being exposed. So
Yeah, so you did get in the fights.
Oh yeah, man.
Ain't no avoid no fight.
I hope they see this. My first two fights in the recent, man. Larry Bill, Ken Bear, and and I can say this now. Larry Bills, when I got there, he got me the first time, right? So long story short, we out there having pine cone fight, and back in the day, right, the mosquito man used to run through. So I'm looking at Larry, I'm behind him, right? So Larry run through the smoke. I said, yeah, man, that nigga jumped. So I took a pine cone and chunked at him. Man, what one of y'all hit me with the pine cone? I like it. He said, well, we got swept, so I got him. But I lost bad with Ken, man. Ken, and I'm just going to say this for the record. Ken Berry, if you listening, Ken Berry is the first prodigy child. We talk about this to this day. You know how you got some kids that grew up with you, man, that would just do extraordinary stuff? Yeah. I'm talking, man, this dude was cut up young, man. I'm talking about, we 9. I'm talking about he got muscles.
Yeah.
And to put the icing on the cake, right, we'll be racing, outside and stuff. Now, mind you, my brother and them, they 18 and 19. Ken used to race them. That's just how he was, man. So you couldn't beat him. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
You couldn't beat him. But yeah, Ken, we're gonna have to line up. You my brother now. We gotta line up. We gotta line up.
How long ago
hey,
was
man,
that?
It been I know that was about every bit of 85. But yeah, I didn't, I lost because I didn't fight back.
Oh.
So here we go, right? I had the type of mom that was, okay, well, don't you be fighting back. So, okay, you didn't fight back, right?
So
came home crying.
You to turn the other cheek.
That's what my mom would preach. But, my older brothers would be like, hell no, boy, you hit back. So, okay, I didn't fight back, right? Came home crying. Here go the thing. Okay, you was on the Martin Luther King thing, don't fight. Now I'm down here crying, now you got there to want to whoop my ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we be like, you can't have it both ways. So yeah, man. But it was interesting growing up. I thank God for my brothers though, because they most definitely, I can say, they most definitely, when my mom would leave from work, shit, it'd be me and them. They used to put it on me too.
So are you like, I know at the time it was a culture shock, is what it was.
Right.
You didn't really want to leave. Like most people don't want change. Like I didn't want to change either. But to you, do you think you would have been a better version of yourself had you stayed in Carrollton? Or are you glad looking at the past now and saying,
let me see.
Are you glad you moved?
Honestly, man, I was like, I would say this about that. Due to the circumstances, when I look at my life now, I'm gonna say the move probably was kind of good, but also in the move, as far as being down here, I always would wonder what my life would be like if I would have if it would have stayed.
Right.
So when I go back now and look at the area environment, I was like, I'm like, shit, but I probably couldn't have thrived here because even to this day, I got a younger brother there. Hey man, what's the party culture like? What's the club? He was like, shit, man, ain't nothing going on over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I probably would have never been exposed to DJing or none of that if I would have stayed. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So it worked out, for the bit.
That's good to hear then. Your graduation year is an interesting year.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
The Bulls go 72-10.
Facts.
Win the championship.
Facts.
We all know that year to be the last dance.
Yep.
Man, what kind of haircut did you have? Or did
when I had hair, man, when I had hair, my thing used to be we used to call it a fat back, where you see the side, and it get low in the front, and it wrong.
All of a sudden,
that was
yellow
my
beezy.
That what
yellow beezy.
Oh yeah, that what y'all call. We used to call.
No. That's just what I've been in the barbershop game since 2000.
Oh, okay.
So now what people do now is they'll incorporate a style of a haircut to whatever artist.
Oh, okay.
Right? So the T.I.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh, I feel what you're saying.
Right?
No, back then
to us, the T.I. and the Boosie is the same thing.
Right.
But the young people, there's a significant difference. They be like, let me get that Boosie fade. I be like, oh, so you want that T.I.? No. Right. I want the Boosie fade.
Right.
So you had
we
basically a fat back, which is now called a yellow beezy.
That's exactly what it was. Then I can say, we did that too. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like in the 6th grade, man, when I saw Kwame with the polka dots in the street going up with what they call the British.
Now Kwame.
Oh my God!
Some folks ain't gonna probably watch this.
Oh yeah, Kwame, yeah, man. See, that's the thing about me, man. I always have been richly off in the music culture back then because when I was growing up, before the South President, New York had it on lock. You know, the videos and everything, right? I mean, they was setting the trend. The dress, haircuts, all that. Yeah. If you didn't see MTV or BET, you wasn't. Cause that was the only two sources, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Yeah. So you remember the Who's the Man haircuts with a Tribe Called Quest?
Oh man,
Tribe Called wearing those haircuts for real.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. You had one of those, did you?
Man, no, I never had a Gumby. The most I would get was I never had a Gumby high right low left. Used to call it the Gumby. I used to have I did the British where it peek out in the front at the top, and I do a flat top box. Then once the rayon shirts and all that came into play, where you button them up and put them on your shoulder. That what I went with. I had an afro at one time. Then not only that, right? At our time too. The Duke and the S curl were real famous back then too. So you take S curl, slide it up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you didn't play sports?
You know what, man? I played basketball. I was pretty decent in basketball. I didn't play in high school, but I kind of was man. Let me see. All right, by the time I ain't trying to switch up, but my mom passed in '89, right? So when my mom passed in '89, her and my aunt, her sister, they had a pack of whoever passed first and who kids get who. So my mom left in '89, so I ended up moving with my aunt and her son, my cousin Andre. Now Andre was a bona fide basketball player, so by the time I got to him, that's when I got into it, and I started, I can say, honing my game around about the age of 12. So the first year I signed up for the rig, I wasn't that good. I couldn't dribble up with one hand, maybe 2 points a game. But I came back that following year, man. I was the team guy, 22. I think I still got newspaper clipping, 25, 32. So it just started coming to me real, I played football in '85 when we moved. I played for a team called the Red Raiders. Didn't know nothing about football because my brother didn't want to teach me. But the only thing I knew was they'd be like, hey, just go hit the dude with the ball, you know what I'm saying, on the opposite team.
Now, why you think they weren't teaching? They didn't know?
Well, it wasn't necessary. I ain't going to say it was necessarily that because See, my mom being the baby, right? You always try to be protective of him. So her thing, well, I ain't gonna let my baby get out there, this and this and this, right? So my other two brothers convinced her to be like, hey, let him play football. So I played, it made me tough. And I can't cap. I can recall having some real good highlights moments where I would get some sacks on the quarterbacks and the running backs. But I just never did stick with it. it. Mm-hmm.
So I know you said you didn't want to switch it, but that's a significant subject. 89, and you graduated in 96, so you literally spent your entire high school career with your brothers.
I was with my aunt for that significant time. Now what happened with my family is once my mom passed, it kind of split us up. You know what I'm saying? Because after that, respectfully, and respectfully to my brothers, they kind of got into the streets after that.
Right.
So wherever they was at the time. Still young. So, after my mom passed, truth be told, it kind of split us up. We never lived together again, man. And honestly, and I always tell when I meet women that got multiple children, every woman know their child, so I try to make sure I instill in them like, hey, whoever you feel like the strongest or the oldest, you need to be grooming them just in case something do happen to you. You need to be grooming them to be able to keep, everybody together. Because I'm pretty sure my brother wanted to do that, but he was just in a different space in his life at the time.
When you a young man,
right.
you trying to figure it out.
Right.
Like, most of us don't know what to do with no younger person, whether it be our brother, our cousin, or our own son. Like, we that age, it's hard to. Like, I'm 42, and I can't tell you right now, I know the exact way to be a father. Like, I'm still figuring it out,
Well, definitely.
But, how in the world did you wind up in Kentucky?
Man, shoot. Man, getting out of high school, and I can boldly say that, man, not prepared. Now, I had a couple of friends that, my last year of school. See, that's the thing, right? I can be honest about my life. One thing I'm a firm believer in, if you got a child that's what I call half-assing in school, when they get out in their real life, that effect still trends when they get in their adult life. So by the time I got out of high school, man, I was just happy to get out. Here my friends is, back when we was in school, a lot of the jobs would come to the school and hire you, fill out applications and stuff. So, shit, I was like, man, I ain't finna fill out shit, but I'm just glad to just be passing to get out. You know what I'm saying? So, that and like I said, man, and by the time I got out of school, the emergence of the temp service had done took off, man. I'm talking about these people weren't even then. They weren't even hiring people in through the door no more.
Yeah.
So by the time I got out of school, they were the emergence of the temp service, man. So I just kept having waves and waves of that. So I was just trying to figure out, like, man, where can I go, to get, some type of job skill or something like that. So then it came up Job Corps, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, well, shit, I'll try it out. So
that's what Kentucky was, Job Corps?
Yep, Morganfield, Kentucky.
And you did what there?
My first run, I went and got a certified electrician pre-apprentice diploma. Then I did like 9 months there, graduated, worked for like maybe 4 or 5 months, 6 months. Then, what I should have did the first time, the Ford plant, UAW, United Automotive Workers, they had a whole school on the campus. Actually, they're the best program that was on the campus. So I went back, and you had to do a year automatically there. So when you get there for UAW, you either pick between what is it? I was in the AC and heating components automotive part, but you can pick 5 different categories. You got engine overhaul. I was in the AC and heating type thing. So I did that. But the kicker is, okay, they used to be like, hey, you can stay as long as you like. But if you take this, once you take this 300 question test to be able to get certified, you know what I'm saying, you can't miss number so many questions. So I was one of them guys, man, like I couldn't do I can say the vocabulary stuff, the technical terms, but if you be like, hey, take this part, I put this one on, this, good to go. So I took the test. I didn't pass it, but see, in order to make the numbers look good to the government, because what a lot of people don't know is Job Corps, they have to show that it's an effective program. So it almost kind of set up on the prison system style. You know, it's just like you checking yourself into jail. Once you get on the property, they got a big sign say, "Hey, you're now government property. Anything you do here, you know, drugs, anything, you will be considered a felon. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just when I was there, like I said, it was just I failed. Get back to what I said. I failed the program. But they had to make job placement in order to make the numbers look good for the government, showing that the program working. So I failed the test, but they gave us a job anyway. So I ended up in Kennesaw at a company called Stewart and Stevenson Tugs, and there we used to make trucks that pull airplanes.
Okay, so from 74 to 97, 98. Like I know from the 70s, it was like the disco.
Oh yeah.
When hip hop slid on in, and they was using disco music. They was using the disco breakdown,
right?
To form hip hop, right? So where did you fall in love with music, and where did you fall in love with the idea of being a DJ?
Okay. As far as the hip hop, by the time we got to Griffin, like I said, my two older brothers, man, they were the influence because they was heavily immersed in the culture, you know, from the break dancing, the being in crews, dance crews and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say around by 85 for me with the music. I'm gonna say Roxanne Shante, UTFO. I always knew about the Sugar Hill Gang.
Now 84, you in Griffin,
right? 84 in Griffin.
84. It's safe to say hip hop had done made themselves
right, yeah.
seen.
It was a I can say it was a mild, strong emergence.
It was raw.
Right. But by the time I want to say 88, 89 hit, then when it was like, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
So like 92.
Okay.
The movie Juice comes out.
Oh man, with the DJing. Now as far as the DJing, I got inspired from that. Seeing Beat Street. Now, mind you, my mom, you know, everybody got the mama with the long, you feel what I'm saying, record player.
Yeah.
So when she would leave, right, you know, I'm watching Beat Street. I'm like, man,
what is that?
Beat Street is a to the young people. Go watch Beat Street. Beat Street is a movie documenting the upstart or giving you parts of the history of the culture, the rap culture, just the hip hop culture, period. Movie called Beat Street.
And DJing is so important to the hip hop culture.
Most definitely. Always.
They are the ones who really design.
Right. If it was for the DJ, it wouldn't be no hip hop. Right. So it all started with the DJ. So, you know, I was watching Buddy cut it up, so we didn't have no fader. So when Mom Lee get one of them records, you know, she looked at, you know, you go to Wiggy, then you're using the volume for a fader. And I just knew then, okay, this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? As far as the time, it took a long time to get there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I knew then.
But you said you started DJing with 2 CD players.
2 CD players and a Radio Shack mix. Yes, sir. Yes, sir,
How
man.
that work? 2 CD.
You
can't scratch a CD.
No, you couldn't. The only thing you could do was play the music and pray that the songs are the same tempo, and you'll slip up on the mix every now and then.
Now that's where you got to be able to count bars.
Right. And see, I ain't know nothing about that then.
Yeah. So
I just knew it was cool to do.
When did you find out about counting
bars?
Man,
we go to that story. Okay. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna shorten it, right? Now, I used to come here and DJ 31 Flavors down the street. On down the street.
What 31 Flavors is.
Malcolm Dukes, what's up with you? You know what I'm saying? I'll let you boy.
Malcolm ran.
Yeah, Malcolm used to own 31 Flavor. Yeah.
You know what? Before I met Malcolm, I was like, I know this man from somewhere. Yeah. I know this dude already, and it was 31 Flavors.
31 Flavors.
Okay.
Malcolm Dukes, and you know, God bless the day, it was the guy that had a record store down here named Chico.
Yeah.
Chico, he was a DJ, right? So
right behind, it was too far from 31 Flavors.
Facts. Yep.
Yeah.
And I used to get a lot of music from him. And Chico used to own the club in Griffin called the Casablanca. So what Malcolm used to do, Malcolm used to run the Casablanca and 31 Flavors. So sometimes, you know, he had Smooth, you know, up there, and sometimes I just be down here. Now, I never got a crowd because, you know, I wasn't on the turntables then. You know what I'm saying? I was just on the mixers. I just could play good music.
Right.
So, and this coming from Malcolm, I never knew that. He'd be like, yeah, man. Chico, he's like, yeah, man, you need to get old Poop Man. Poop Man, he used to call me Poop Man. Yeah, man, get old Poop Man there. You know, Poop Man play pretty good. Give him $75. You know, he gonna make, you know what I'm saying? Make the crowd do what it do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, start, you know, from that. So, now, once I started learning the mix, when I got the mix aspect of it, man, I want to say it was around, I'm going to be honest with you, man, it was around about 2000, I want to say 2004, 2004, because I had took a high handlers from it. And God, you know, man, God don't make no mistakes. I tell you, he give you what your heart truly desire, man. And how I got back into DJing at that time, club opened up called 1941, man. I'll never forget it. That's when I was going through the discrepancy, you know, about with my son, my baby mama. We going through all that, trying to see whether he mine and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'll never forget it, man. I had got some child support papers. Wasn't working, wasn't doing nothing. Living with my aunt, trying to figure it out, man. I had $10 in my pocket. So I had $10 in my pocket. So I was like, well, you know, I might as well walk the subway. Went to Subway. Saturday night, ate my sandwich. So I'm getting ready to cross the street. Right next to the door where the old Walmart used to be in Griffin. Yeah, the first Subway ever, man. They were building the club right next to it. And I'm walking out, heard a dude call my name. Oh, Billy Bailey, you see this? Give you props. Hey, Pooh, come here, man. Where you going? I said, oh, Billy, what? Where you call the street? And soon as I walked in the club, he was like, yeah, you know, yeah, man, this our club, this and this and this, right? So I just started going over there, helping put the club together, chairs, sinks, and all that kind of stuff. Saw the DJ equipment in there. I'll never forget it. It was 2 Newmar Axis 9s in a mixer. Now, I ain't never played on this stuff in my life. Went in there, started messing around with it, playing around with it. Club owner named Roland Buford. God bless his dead. Roland said, man, how you? I like, man. I said, man, look. I said, truthfully, I don't know what I'm doing, but I got the idea because this is something I always wanted to do. So I started playing. And they were like, shit, we're gonna find out DJ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I did the opening night, did the first few nights. Then the emergence of DJ Smooth, what he called the takeover. Yeah, that's the emergence of DJ Smooth. Now, I always knew who he was, but that's kind of what my first time interacting with him because now I'm getting in this side of the game.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm going to give it back to you. I'm just going to say this.
Oh, no.
Talk it out. I can say this. DJ Smooth was the first DJ I ever saw live in my face DJing because he used to come up to Griffin a lot. He used to do all the happy hours. My first time seeing him, he was at Sunday Harvey had a happy hour, back up a truck. You know what I'm saying? He was doing some amazing stuff. I was like, God. Yeah. You know, I always thought he was older, but, you know, Smooth wasn't too much, probably older than me back then. But just seeing him, I used to be like, man, you know, this guy was dope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So by him finally coming there, you know, I finally get a chance to really, you know what I'm saying? So I'll never forget that. He may not agree with it, but this just my perspective of what I got. I'll never forget that, man. He came in there. Now, this when the emergence of the CDJ started taking back in, because he carried turntable for a long time. And he was playing. I said, I rolled up on him. I said, hey, man, how you do? You know, man, I said, hey, man, can I just hang with you? Just to see what you know, learn together. That joker looked me right in my eye. He said, man, it ain't nothing I can show you. He said, if you want to get there, you got to get it on your own. Now, at the time, I'm looking at like the shit like, damn, the niggas just goddamn, you know, they don't, you know. Yeah. So when he said that, I let that be the fuel to my fire. I said, man, you know what? Now, this didn't happen, but that's what I said in my mind. I said, once I learn this shit, I said, it's going to be a long time before you come back to Griffin DJ. I said it to myself, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he was a fuel to make myself get better, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, man, that's the encounter that you know, that I can recant. You know, he may feel different.
Back then, people wasn't so reluctant to give away the sauce.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Like they are now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I respect that because everybody got to figure it out.
But I understand it now, though. But see, it's just the mind state I was in at the time.
Right.
You know, with time, brain, more knowledge, and growth. Right. Now, when I recant it, I see why he said what he said.
Yeah.
Because I see what's going on now. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah. So, you know, so he probably wasn't speaking from a place where he was being funny.
Right.
I just took it that way.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Anybody gonna probably take
it. Right. I just
took
it that way, but I use it a few, man. I like, okay, that what's up.
Now,
you know what I'm
saying? Now, hold on. Now, for a long time, since there have been a thing called thoughts. Okay. Now on the male thought list, the DJ is the number one thought, and the barber is number 2.
Hey man,
that's not my ranking. That has been.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, see, for me, right, I'm just gonna say this, right, for me.
Because you talking about Smooth.
Oh yeah,
you only have 2 kids. How many do you have?
I just got 1.
See what I'm saying? Now, Pooh, you've been Ryan Thomaston since early 2000s.
Well, you know what?
Now.
Oh, hold on. Since we on that, man, shout out to that boy John Fagan, Lando Woodstock, and his brother. What his brother? Quo? I don't forgot his brother's name, but Wood. They call him Wood.
Carl.
Yeah.
Carl Wood.
Shout out to them guys, man. Them guys were the first people that ever bring me to Thomaston, bro.
Yeah.
First ever. I'm talking about, and how I encountered them, they were doing security. I think for this girl named Teresa Slayton, one of my classmates out of Grid. They were doing security for her. And we was at JJ's, Joe Lee spot, and they heard me play. And he, Lando, he always, God damn, boy. He said, man, you the coldest nigga I ever saw next to DJ Smooth, but we gotta get you down.
He eventually started DJing.
Right. So, man, they brought me down, and the first place I played at was over in the hood, Pop Spot. Yeah. Pop Spot, then we started doing Savannah Swift. Yep.
You come from the 70s. You are now into 2024.
Facts.
There has been a multitude of music changes and genres.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a DJ, I gotta say, what is your favorite genre? And what is your favorite era?
My favorite era is most definitely the 90s. I'm gonna say I'm really at the boom bap era. But once Outkast, I can say, made their emergence, they changed the whole paradigm for me because outside of, I can say, all the New York stuff, them guys, they became like God, but to us, because we were all close in age, and it was a thing about somebody coming from Atlanta that sound like us, you know what I'm saying? So they changed the whole paradigm. So I'm gonna say most definitely the 90s, the boom bap era, boom bap era, and right now my strong
the boom bap. You talking about
boom? Yeah, they call it the boom box, but they call the music the boom bap because it's a boom bap. Boom bap, you know what I'm saying? They call it the boom bap era, you know what I'm saying? That era, where all the tempos of the songs are 90 and higher, not this, what I call this low frequency stuff. Think about it, every song you hear now, all of it be pretty much the same tempo.
Yeah,
that's why
it makes you feel sad.
Right. It's easy to mix. It's easy to mix. And also the sound frequency is different. If you listen to a sound that were recorded in, I'm gonna say the 80s and 90s, and let's say if it's a collective album, you actually can tell that those people was in the studio together when they made that record, because all of them be on the same frequency as far as what they rapping about, the song gels well. Now, due to the emergence of the song file, once people start saying like, hey, we ain't got to come do the session, send me the track over, I'm going to rap on it and I send it back to you. Then your engineer mix it all together. So, okay, you may be talking about how nice your car be, but once you get the record back from him, he talking about how many people he done shot up. And you know what I'm saying? Now you got to put that together, make it, you know what I'm saying? So that what started happening.
So it's safe to say your favorite genre is hip hop.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So what music, like what artist or music you like to play that you feel like controls the crowd better than anything?
Right now at this point in time?
Period. Anything you play now get a crowd moving. These kids don't even have to know a song that came out 20 years ago. If it still sound good to them, they're gonna join in with the rest.
Well, most definitely, I can say the resurfacing of Tevin Campbell. Can we talk? Escape still do it. Escape, Escape, just kick it. That's another good one. Shaka Khan's Sweet Thing. A lot of people don't know it's actually a Prince record that he wrote. Gave it to Shaka Khan, then Mary J, she flipped, did her own version. Right. So when women ask, well, they be like, pay Mary J Sweet Thing, but they don't know I be playing Shaka Khan version.
Yeah.
Same thing. They sang that. Man, Shoot, you know, bag that ass up gonna always be. You know what I'm saying? They gonna always be. So you know, you got your records that's itched in time.
What about Young Dro?
Young Dro, Shoulder Lean forever. Yeah, Young Dro. Okay, that era, right? Young Dro, Yola, Shawty Low, always. Man,
Young Jeezy.
Yep. All his stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to DJing, that actually my strongest era versus the new stuff. See, I always been notorious for and they still give me hell about this, which I don't mind because evidently it ain't too bad. I still get booked. Man, that niggas that be playing all that old stuff. So what I do, I stay in my old bag. Then I come in with a few new songs.
Yeah.
I'm not finna play Lil Baby all night. I'm not finna do D-Lo all night. Get what? I'm finna go in and out. Yeah. Then I come in with some R&B.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to try to stretch the playlist.
That's not only stretching your playlist, but that's actually controlling the crowd.
Right.
Because too much of that new music creates so much viciousness in the heart, man. Because when you play that Jeezy, that make you want to hustle, man. That make you want to hustle when you hear that Jeezy, man.
Right.
But with that being said, this conversation is interesting with me because I'm having it with a DJ.
Right.
Right? So if you had to say, who has had the strongest, most impressive run, right? Between Jeezy, Future, and Lil Baby. And I'm leaving T.I. off because I can't remember a time, a summer, where nothing but T.I. songs is playing out of every vehicle. Right? I can remember a time when Jeezy was like, he had like 40 songs on rotation, and then you go to a camp meet or Emancipation or some situation in Griffin, and every car there is playing Jeezy. And I remember 2 summers straight with nothing but Future. It was all over the radio, and in everybody's car. It didn't matter what song it was. He had like 50 songs.
That's what I'm finna say. Future, very impressive, man. When what I noticed in him, when people started to kind of count him out, then when he popped back out, like, I ain't going nowhere. So most definitely Future.
I mean, Lil Baby has had an impressive run.
He kind of taking a dive right now. And I'm gonna tell you how I know. I did a prom this Saturday. Okay, so with this generation, because the music come out so fast, when we was young, okay, an album drop, they gonna drop the album, they gonna do their top 3 songs, and that's all you gonna get. All the rest of it, you gotta kind of find a young, because they gonna push 3. But in this day and age, oh man, a song, 2-3 weeks after that, they calling it old. You feel what I'm saying? So at this prom, they put out a QR code and like, hey, send in what y'all want to hear. And on that list, bro, the most that showed up, I didn't see number 1 Lil Baby song. All the rest of it was some guy named Baby Kill that be rapping like he out of his mind.
Yeah.
Him. That came up a lot. That came up a lot. Most definitely D-Lo the Boss Man. Who else?
Rollo. They don't like Rollo.
No Rollo. No Rollo. Huncho. Lot of Huncho.
Okay.
Lot of Huncho. Most definitely Sexy Red. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad we talking about this because this is the part where we get into your field.
Okay.
This is the no cut part of the episode.
Okay.
Because that's what you do.
Right.
On your, is that a podcast?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it merged. Well, Straight Up No Cut is something that I was just laying around and came up with.
Let me ask you this: is that a double entendre?
Double entendre.
No cut.
No cut.
Like you be cutting.
Oh no! It have nothing to do with no DJ.
Today this is no cut.
What I mean by no cut is
you also
that's dope now.
You also speaking with no cut.
Yeah,
that's why I said
that's dope. I never looked at it like that,
okay.
but from the word cut, I was like, well, I'm just finna tell you this straight up like it is. Ain't putting no icing on it, no cut, no nothing. I'm getting to you raw. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we finna do now that we talking about this music and why. But I want to ask you, why do you think that Lil Baby is dying off? Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that he's not dropping music, or the fact that his music doesn't sound good no more, or the allegations?
Well, I'm gonna say this, right? This the perfect analogy. When I was 19, I could do everything. I could backflip, You know,
Yeah.
I could dunk, I can barely
Right.
dunk. I
Okay.
can do all that, right?
I understand.
So okay, repetitively over time, right? You know, doing the same thing over and over repetitively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You start to kind of hit a decline. Okay, so I'm not switching nothing up. You know, I'm still doing the same twing leg, you know, behind the back, you know.
Got you.
Got me down, right? So
Yeah.
everybody know, you know, one trick pony.
Yeah.
Okay, so to me, right, in my personal opinion, this ain't no swipe. I think with some of these artists, when it come to Lil Baby, I think they kind of, that status kind of give them like, well, I feel like something that'd be like, well, shit, but you know, I can just say my foot hurt on the record. These folks just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes the creativity kind of dies out.
Right.
And they using the same. I could take an album once I BPE on the music out, bro. From one song all the way to 15, all of them gonna be the same tempo.
Yeah.
Same cadence of rap, and I can mix all of it together. So
Right.
and I'm like, man, what is this? But to the people, you know, in they mind, like, oh man, this the best shit on her. But I'm like, y'all, all this shit sound the same. You feel
I've
what
been
I'm-
saying that for years.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for years.
Right.
Like when Rod Wave and the Reds Deshaun.
Oh yeah, they were like
that's
brothers.
The same thing. And they was like, no, he better. I was like, how
How?
can you tell? For real.
Right.
So, you don't think it has nothing to do with the allegation of him being at the white party and the little weird pictures that
Some of that, I think some of that too. You know, because you know, we're in a time now where you can't even turn your neck wrong. Oh man, look how you turn that neck. That nigga gay. You know what I'm saying? You turn that.
Thank you. I'm glad you said
Right.
that. So, what are your take on the rappers that's like beefing now? Like do you think that it's a real beef, like they don't like each other, or do you think it's like a competition? We all pulling our best swords out and see who can cut the hardest.
Well, honestly, to me, right. Every so often in the hip hop, you get stuff like this that arrive. You know what I'm saying? These beats and stuff. You know, you can track it all the way back.
But this seems like now it seems like it's very strategic.
Yeah, it's a little bit of strategic play on some of it. But all I can say, just from sitting in this seat looking at it, honestly, as far as being impressed, I'm really not. You know, everybody love Kendrick Lamar. Y'all don't beat me up for this, but I don't really find nothing dope about him. When I listen to him, you know, you hearing a rendition of Andre.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now when we came,
why I like him.
right, that's what's up, and you can have that. But my thing is, when we was coming up, man, it was never cool to do what everybody was doing.
Right.
That's just like them drugs you got on. If we cool, let's say all look going out, me, you, and four of my partner. Okay, Faye, you get the red one, I'm gonna get the blue one, I'm gonna get this one. Nobody showed up nowhere with the same thing on.
Yeah.
Nobody made the same kind of music.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's why I love the Tribe Called Quest. Them guys out west. Question mark asylum.
This conversation is sounding very reminiscent of the one I had with Smooth about the creativity and how everything is sounding the same or everybody mimicking each other. No. What I'm asking you right now is right. The female rappers, they got the rap game. They basically holding it up, right? And let's be real. They're not that potent as lyrical artists.
They're really not doing nothing different.
They're carrying the hip hop game.
They doing the same thing that a lot of people did. Excuse my language, we call them pussy rhymes.
Right. So right now, the internet is calling all the guys out for not bringing out no music, and because they not feeling comfortable listening to all the women music, starting to pick up these women mannerisms and stuff in their songs. You know, they don't like it. But the rap industry, as far as the male's concerned, is under so much scrutiny following the P. Diddy situation. P. Diddy has so many hands. You know, he has his hands on so much thing in the hip hop industry, and he has done business with so many rappers.
Right.
Like now, any male rapper
That was that bad boy.
is subject to be accused of something under
Right.
his nature, right? So the masculinity, if you will, has been taken.
Right.
And women has it. And do you think that these rappers, you know, going at each other, do you think that this is their version of trying to recreate that masculinity?
I'm gonna say this. I don't think so, because it's like this, right? It always been a competitive nature all the people that been deemed the best, that's just like barbershop talk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own rendition of who they think, whoever. So don't think that these folks ain't saying this stuff. Oh, Drake better than Kendrick. Kendrick better than Drake. J. Cole. At one time, I remember it was all, 5 of them. Crit, Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick. 4 or 5, yeah. All of them was in the seat of like, okay, who the best between these guys? You know, everybody put up. Crit even got in, he did a song or two. And I love Crit. And the reason why I do, because he remind me so much of, I can say, that southern thing where you got a brother from the South that got lyrical content about like Drake. So I always kind of like the Crit, but for me, I just think a lot of them fall into that talk of, okay, since everybody hollering about this nigga didn't go, so I'm finna see. You know what I'm saying?
So are you saying Chris or Crit?
Crit. Big Crit.
Big Crit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Big Crit. Yeah. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, my bad.
No. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, Big Crit. Yeah,
people
Big Crit.
who are listening clarify that up.
Big Crit used to be in the
right
running.
Right now, Chris is not being recognized as a singer.
Chris who?
Brown.
Oh yeah.
He's not being recognized as a singer. Man, not right now.
Nah, he ain't, man. I'm gonna say out of all the disses though, he is the best because he's not playing with words. Yeah. He's being live and direct. Yeah. He like Tupac. Get what? I'm finna call y'all nigga name. It ain't finna be no gray area. Make y'all figure out.
So out of everybody that you name between Crit, Kendrick, Drake, Cole, the lyrical, who do you think is out of those?
Here we go. Crit, Cole, Drake when he want to turn it on. And Kendrick.
So it is safe to say that Drake brings fire.
Man, let me tell y'all something, man. Drake, him and Chris Brown one in the same.
They bring fire.
Right, they one in the same. You know, Drake, okay. Both of them King Petty, you know what I'm saying? But however you want to do it, rapping, singing, let go.
Where do you rank Wayne?
Wayne, to me, in my top 10, well, I ain't going to say in my top 10. He more definitely in the top 20, but Wayne wasn't necessarily my favorite rapper.
I understand that, but he doesn't have to be your favorite, right?
Right. He wasn't never,
because your favorite might not be who you think is the best.
Oh, well, I'm gonna say this as far as
your favorite is the best.
Oh, most definitely, and I'm not no, not him.
Oh, okay,
not him. He probably like 4 or 5. But see, like I said, I came up in a time where it was about lyrical content.
Right.
Everything off the dome, what you could do. Right now, the best lyricists in the world, and y'all may not like this, and he ain't making no songs other than no Black Thought from the Roots. Black Thought from the Roots. It ain't a soul.
But see, you're going to find a lot of people your age and around your age that will argue that. But the young people don't know that. I'm old enough to know exactly who you talking about.
Black Thought.
Yeah.
Black Thought.
That's your favorite.
Out of everybody.
Is he the best?
The best. I put Black Thought up against anybody. Rakim, Big Daddy Kane. As a matter of fact, you can get on your phone and these rappers name that, they say the same thing about him. They done been in cycle with him and be like, man, we have to make that man stop rapping, bro.
So where does Jay-Z live in your ranking?
For a time, Jay-Z, man, my homeboy Jamal a real big Jay-Z fan. Now I liked some of the stuff, you know what I'm saying, but I wasn't hung up on him.
When was there ever a time as a DJ you could play something Jay-Z made and it?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I'm from a side of town in Griffin. Well, the South Side, we always have been cultured in the music. Like when I play on the South Side, that's the only time I can get into the Jay-Z bag because over there, truth be told, they may not want to hear that, but I'm from a side of town in Griffin. They was some trendsetters. I'm gonna be honest with you. This ain't no swipe at no other side in Griffin, right? But the South Side and 3rd Street, them niggas were putting that shit on.
What is it about the South and the West Side of any
area?
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but the
South and that West
man,
do things.
Man, let me tell you something. The South Side I'm from, now nothing against the new South Side, but I come from the old South Side. You know what I'm saying? The new South Side, I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? But I just know when I get booked to play over there, it don't be no requests. They look, somebody come mess with me and be like, hey, yeah, but y'all get the hell away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about I get everywhere.
So it is a new South Side.
Yeah, it's a new South Side. They were just like they say, it's a new Atlanta. Like, you know, yeah, I be like, oh, we want the old Atlanta back.
I can relate because I know the village ain't how it used to be.
See?
It's a new village.
Right.
And I know the hill ain't like it used to be. That's
Right.
a new hill. And,
Same thing, bro.
And I mean, we are downtown right now.
Yeah.
I mean, downtown ain't nowhere near like it used to be. This is a new downtown. I'm sorry, Mick and Paul. I love y'all, and this is not a chop at y'all.
Yeah, there ain't no swipe.
But y'all still the same. Mick and Paul, y'all used to be.
But
I'm just saying, and that's not saying y'all are bad or worse off.
Right.
It's not saying you're better.
Right.
I'm just saying, just something about y'all culture and that Paul. It's just, if it ain't broke, I guess.
Right. I know for a fact. In Griffin, the South Side and I'm gonna say 3rd Street, when it came to like dressing, like setting the trends for the city.
Yeah.
Gary McKenzie, shout out to him, man. And I'm gonna get back on course. Gary McKenzie and Faye McKenzie, these guys grew up on my block on Pamela Drive. They kind of was the head of the curve because, you know, in Griffin had shoe stores and stuff back then, but these guys in 90, 92, 91, they were going to Walters. That was unheard of back then.
Yeah.
These guys were going to Walters back then.
Yeah.
Gary was the first guy seen come with a starter coat.
So
coat. He had the Cleveland Brown starter coat with the Brown champions. Champions ain't nothing new. Brown suede champions with the coat.
So they was Meech.
Oh man,
They
them
was
niggas.
Meech and
They wasn't selling no dope, but their parents had them like they was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hey, they wasn't selling no dope, but their parents. But like I said, man, them guys was some trendsetters.
This is my last subject, and we're gonna get out of here.
Okay.
Why does everybody have a gun? Do you have a gun?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't go places where I have to carry them.
But do you have one?
Of course I do.
Why does everybody feel like the necessity to have one is needed?
Well, tell you like somebody taught me. I'd rather be caught with it than without it.
But you could be caught with it and still not able to use it.
Instead, they could be true too. But
Because
I mean,
the only people who concern me are the people who walking around with it on their hip all day.
Right.
Because they ain't got to go to the car and get it.
Right.
They ain't got to drive back to the house and get it.
Right.
That's right there.
Right. I get it.
You see what I'm saying? Them the only people that concern me. The people, everybody else who got a gun, like, bro, you got to get to your gun first.
Right.
Cause you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you up me with a gun, you already got me found.
Facts. I understand
Ain't nothing
that.
I can do.
I understand that.
But you ain't gonna stand over there pointed at me.
Facts. It's circumstances most definitely, but at the same time though, let's just say it all depends on the guy who's moving strategically and know where he going. Don't get me wrong. If you know you going to a spot where it's a probability of you being out of bounds, yeah, it's necessary for you to have one. I mean, I get
But
that.
I'm saying the whole premises of everybody saying that they needed a gun was for defense. When you look at all of the
but Fagan, it was a right. It was always a right too. Before a lot of laws existed, you could look before the police even came. You had a right to carry a gun to protect yourself, your assets, and everything.
Wild West.
Yeah, it probably was the wild west, but at the
just
same time,
getting shot
with the emergence,
like they are now.
with the emergence of the police, right? You had to protect all your own assets and everything. Everybody don't know the police didn't come into existence until after slavery. You know, because the masters always needed an overseer to keep track on their stock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand that, and I don't have a beef with the police like that, right? Because that was the whole idea of people needing guns. It wasn't to protect us from each other, to protect us from the police, right? Right. Because the police was shooting us. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole idealism, right? But any act over the last 30 years involving a gun, out of the ratio, how many has been in defense and how many have been just inflicted?
I wouldn't have the numbers on it.
It's not high. The defense number isn't high. Most people are inflicting, right?
Okay.
The reason why I don't have a gun is because, like, I'm scared. And I'm not scared of things. I'm scared of what position I'm going to be put in to decide what I'm going to do. Right?
I got you.
All right, so the club scenario. I come in the club, I have not drunk nothing.
Right.
I will literally get out of everyone's way as they coming through.
Right.
right? But the second I get that oil in me, I wish somebody would bump me out of the way right now. I would knock somebody out, right? And that ain't even me, but that's just how I am.
The mentality, right?
And the same things go with an argument. Like a random argument with no guns involved, people will navigate that argument differently. Right. But if somebody know they got a gun, all of a sudden the talk get a little extra. Right. And the same with me, because it's hard to get me that pissed off. Right. It's very hard to get me that pissed off. Facts. But once you do, all I see is black. Gotcha. And what I do after that scares me. Oh, okay. And I don't need to be near a gun. Facts. You see what I'm saying? I got you. And I definitely don't want my kids finding it. Right. I understand that. And then, you know, if I die by getting killed, then, you know, that just feel like that's the way the Lord wanted me to go out. I don't know.
I got you on that. I can understand that. But for me, right, when it comes to stuff like that, at my age, right, I mean, you know, a lot of times you can be victim of circumstances. But at my age, I just try not to be in places where I know stuff like that can happen. Now, if it happened, like you said, you know, however the Most High see fit to go down, that's what it's going to be. But as you get older, you have to kind of have to separate. Like, prime example, right? Me and my homeboy Shamal, you know, one of my closest classmates, we the same age. On Sunday, we make it our duty to go where adult people hang out at. You know what I'm saying? Music on point, food, good conversations and stuff like that. So you kind of, I can say, you kind of waver out of the club scene, because I'm like this. I'm not finna come hang out at the club if I'm not working. That's just my thing. And it ain't never been my thing. And not taking the conversation somewhere else, but see, my whole purpose for really being a DJ, I always was in love with the art of DJing, the mixing, the stretching, the party element. It ain't never been about me doing this to be like, hey, y'all look at me, or hey, y'all look at that nigga. Anybody tell you to this day, when my name get brought up, I'll be like, hey, man, don't give me all that credit. I'm just doing what I love to do. You feel what I'm saying? Right. It never have been a clout thing for me. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. It was all about the party. It's always been about the party for me. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's always have moved. And it probably haven't hurt me being like that, because I don't be like everybody trying to throw my weight around and this and this and that. Now, if I do a good party, I mention it. But, you know, but I ain't never been in no pissing contest with nobody. Yeah. You know, at least in my eyes. Yeah. If y'all have thought that, I apologize, but that was never my intention. Yeah. Yeah, it's always been about the party for me. Yeah. Like, and I'm gonna let you go. Like, and I remember I did one party down here. You was at that party. That's when the emergence of Nene came. We was at what you call it, right? Yeah. So everybody standing around and, you know, doing the Nene. We was at the what you call it? What is it? The Legion? Or what at the Legion, man? I'll never forget them. I was DJing. I was in my bag. Everybody started chanting, DjPooh. Yeah. DjPooh. You were there that night, DjPooh. Man, it was just a good feeling, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it was just these people having a good time. That was all ever about to me, you know. I ain't never cared about the fame or anything. I think you, and I think with the position Smooth had put himself in, he caught him plenty of flack. Whether it be about what he played or how much he charged at the door, whatever it be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure, I'm getting the DJ Smooth effect in Griffin right now. For real, I told him that the other day, man, don't talk. See this thing, y'all. See, they what y'all don't know as civilian, right? You know, when y'all be quoting these private these parties, don't think that everybody ain't talking to each other. You feel what I'm saying? We talk. You know, I just want to let y'all know that everybody talk. We ain't no beef. You know, we talk. Yeah. But that's what's going on with me and Griffin right now. Like, people don't book me because they say I'm too high. But at the same time, you know, when you get on Facebook and you see these folk posting their lifestyle, $200 nails, $500 hair, all the joints. You got it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All that, right? So, especially we counting the dough. You got it. all that, man. So, yeah man, it's just a thing. But shout out to Jackson, Georgia. Now, I get a lot of business out of Jackson. Yeah. I damn near want to move to Jackson. Let me tell you something. Hey, shout out to Jackson. Oh, shout out to D Grill, Deck, all them guys. Yeah. Shout out to Shawanda. She brought me to Jackson. I never forget it. My first time playing in Jackson. She said, my uncle got a club. I'm gonna give you number. And man, me and D been cool ever since, bro. Trust me, I know what you're talking about. People from Thomaston, they don't call me to do their flyers.
I understand. It's all.
Shout out to my boy Don Hood too. Don Hood, them my partner. We ain't talking in a while, but them my partner. Them my partner, though. Yeah,
hey man, anything you want to just say an inspiration before we get out of here?
Well, first of all, I want to say shout out to Str8. Congratulations on making your 48 years in the DJing circuit. I see you had him here. We did something special for Toot, man. Shout out to Toot.
He been DJing longer than I've been.
Oh yeah, most definitely too. Me too, man. Shout out to the OG. Shout out to Smooth Batman. All my DJs, DJ Century. And as far as encouragement, man, all I can say is y'all, one day at a time. One day at a time, live your life to the fullest. Cause one day it all gonna be over with. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you should want people to ask, what about your life? What have you done in your life? You know what I'm saying? To leave your legacy, your trailblazing and all that. So I just say take it one day at a time.
Yeah. Now, No Cut, it doesn't have a schedule.
No, it don't, man. Because for me, I wish I can get in pocket like you, but it's just about whatever I'm feeling at the time.
Right.
Because what I had started noticing is when I started going regularly, I really started running out of stuff to talk about. So when you start running out, see, cause I'm coming straight out the dome. I ain't doing paraphrasing.
See, you're not going back and forth.
Right.
So
I'm just straight talking to the camera.
You're running the entire.
Right.
But you still have attendance.
Right. So I'm just really just going off the dome, whatever, Then I really don't stay current a lot on all my stuff because I try not to get into the celebrity stuff too much because I'm not really big on that. You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, I am, but again.
Yeah, you know about it, but I'm not into it like a lot of other people. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I am, but again, I created this for the local part of us.
Facts.
Now, if it takes off,
right,
and it goes into Atlanta or another state, then that's fine.
Right.
Because my last episode, I had you get what I'm saying?
Ooh, yeah,
and a lot of people thought that was gonna do it. You see what I'm saying? But I could see if he was 11 years into his career.
I feel you're right.
It might. You see what I'm saying? Now, it have done more numbers than anyway.
Right. See, I ain't even took that step. See, my thing, my thing was okay. Build on Facebook, but see, we know Facebook. We got a cap on the bandwidth and on the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you got 5,000 friends, but all 5,000 ain't gonna be able to see your content. Right. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna build here, then I'll go over to YouTube. But I ain't went over to YouTube yet. My bad. Shout out to my big homie DT, man. Y'all know DT. That my partner DT. I always have been my road dog when I ever did, because I had to shout my boy DT out. You know what I'm saying?
DT, a lot of people who do know DT, you know him for what you know him for. For those who don't know DT, he and Don Hood is responsible for those infamous 706 takeovers.
Yeah, that too. And DT won't admit this, right? But and I'm finna put this out there. He won't admit this. See, one thing I like about DT, we don't always agree. We debate, different perspective. I love him for that, but he will not admit that I'm the one that brought him into the game. and that's the thing, right? DT will hang with me, but at the same time, you getting all the party free with me, but you building a relationship with you, Toot, and everybody. Yeah. So he like to negate the fact that I'm the one that I'm like, come on, bro, boy, you came in this shit with me, bro. That's my dog, though. I love it, but that's one of the debates that we had.
But Don Hood, he came up with the name, the 706, and man, DT took that and he made it happen.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We put y'all on the show one time.
That's really how it blew up by itself.
Right.
He came with the artists first, and then some kind of way, the regular people started filling up the flyers, and it made sense, because he had to pay us. Right. He had to pay none of them.
But that kind of killed the game too, because back in the hanging fly era, posting fly era, you didn't have to put nobody on there. If it was a party, you posted your flyer out somewhere and people came. Now it's all about who you put on the flyer, who gonna be there.
Well, I still commend DT.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
For that, because what he was trying to do was he was trying to put money in our pockets, as artists, and people wasn't doing
it. Gotcha.
And I just I've since then. When the last time you see me?
I have.
Because ain't nobody paid me.
Facts, I feel you.
Them first 2 or 3 times I got paid was from DT and Malcolm and Smooth.
Oh yeah, shout out to Malcolm Duke too.
Yeah.
Malcolm, let me tell y'all something. Me and Malcolm got almost like I want to say 26 year run. When I started DJing, Malcolm probably was the only person that would give you an opportunity to play. Now he one person that I know that can attest to my DJ capabilities where I started from to where I'm at now. He'll tell you the major improvement. Yeah, but shout out to Malcolm, man.
Yeah,
Well,
Malcolm a legend, man.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
I get Malcolm on
Yeah,
here?
you got it. You got to bring him on here. You got to bring. As a matter of fact, when you get Malcolm, I'm gonna give you the questions to ask.
Please do. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna give you the
man,
question to
I'm gonna
ask.
tell you. I'm gonna close it up, man. Malcolm used to call me about those flyers, and he would just vent, not on purpose. He would just vent to me, man. He would have me rolling, man.
Yeah, man.
Because I understood where he was coming from, man.
Funny guy, man. You know what? Funny. See, this is the thing. Funny guy, but he get a lot of hate in Griffin too. No, funny guy. And see, one thing about him and DT, what a lot of people don't know, they do a lot of what I call underhand funding, meaning like they will send money to people that trying to do stuff, organizations and stuff like that, and don't even look for no credit for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, people don't need to say thank you. For a long time, Malcolm used to let these people come to the club for free. You know, back when he had a spot, the big thing was doing these Southside reunions and, you know, the dead homie parties and stuff like that. But since the club been gone, ain't nobody threw no side, nothing. And ain't been no reunion and ain't been nobody because ain't nobody got the money to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So that man used to let people come in and make the money. But he always have, you know, got this bad rep. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy. But I get it just come with it though. I guess just part of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, DjPooh.
I'm out.
No Cut. I'll be sharing the No Cut to my page and the Talking Culture page because it's a live feed. I stopped going live because
for real?
Yeah, because the Wi-Fi wouldn't allow me to get the 4G no more. It was breaking me down to the 360, dog.
I got you.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming.
No
through,
problem, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Y'all be
I'll let
easy, man.
y'all.
I'm out. Yeah.